Welcome back to Pops and Pylons. Let's play some more Europa Universalis 4. We're playing as Genoa. We're going for a custom achievement honest competition designed by bisaVCI in the comments, named by me, badly, but named anyway. What we have to do is we have to grab the achievement Master of India, in which we have to fully own the Indian subcontinent. We have to keep Genoa the most powerful trader in the world while that is going on. And we're doing pretty well right now. Slightly over twice the amount of money that's in Lubeck. It's pretty good. But overseas trade is still gonna keep rising and rising and rising. And look at Sevilla at 20 ducats now. And that is bad because we don't get to engage in it. We don't get to trade overseas. We don't get to be in these overseas trade nodes. We don't get to colonize. We don't get to take land overseas. There's a bit more to the rules. You can find all of that down there in the doobly-doo, of course, the first episode. Let's have a quick look at the amount of money that's incoming from the American holdings, the overseas holdings here. A bit of money coming from the Caribbean, not too much. In Sevilla, Bordeaux has essentially nothing coming in from the Gulf of St. Lawrence. And the English Channel, nothing really. Anything in the North Sea? Tiny bit from the Gulf. But this isn't too bad yet. But things are going to change up as these colonizers keep colonizing. But that's not what has me afraid. The thing that has me afraid is it's kind of funny. It's all this thing about honest competition with the colonizers, this campaign. But what it's really shaping up to be is dishonest competition with these folks here. Well, ignore the green guys and me in there. But Poland and Lithuania is scary as fudge. Mamluks are scary as fudge. And Austria-Hungary is not far apart. And they're all sort of choking me here. We do have Muscovy and France as friends, which is not too shabby. They're two great powers, but they're two great powers rank 7 and 8. That's, and we're talking rank 2 great power, rank 3 great power, and rank 6 great power. Yeah, we need to be very, very sure not to deal with more than one of these at a time, which is kind of why I'm not piecing out here yet. We have been shown, well, we have shown that we don't supermine coalitions, or at least we are willing to take coalitions. But I don't like a coalition that includes both Mr. M and Mr. P there, Mamluks in Poland. So I'm going to wait until the end of the year for the Mamlukian AE to tick down by a bit, so they are below 50 and cannot join a coalition against me. They should be ticking down by slightly more, only slightly more than 2. So if we're unlucky and the rounding is wrong, the yearly tick is not even going to be enough. Right, because we lose 2.3 yearly. If we were to piece out right now, they would end up at 52. Now, depending on how rounding is happening, that might have them be at 50 next year or at 49. 49 would be fine, 50 would not. Is there anybody in this coalition thing that we can maybe play nice with? Well, who can even actually join a coalition? Georgia will no longer exist. Trebizond will no longer exist. Venice, I believe we still have a truce to, right? Yeah, not much longer, but a bit. So Venice and the Mamluks won't overlap. Mr. O is available. Poland is available. And I assume AQ, Naples, and the Mamluks are all available. Now, AQ is not a joke, right? They're tiny. But they will still count as one of the 4 nations needed to form a coalition. I wonder if we should butter them up. Let's do that. Maybe we can make them understand that we're not a threat. Then Naples, no, Naples hates me deeply. The Mamluks actually don't hate me too much. Yeah, they want some of my land, but not a ton. It's unlikely that we get them to stop coalitioning us, but I want to try. Let's make a claim on them first, and then stop. Well, start improving relations, which might seem weird, and it is. But that's what you get. Now, what kind of claim do I want on Mr. O? We've claimed Sultan Nulu because it's Nunu, Sultan Nunu, because it's a 12th development province, and we've claimed Sinop because it's a center of trade and a fort. I think the rest is pretty mediocre. 10 development being the highest I can see. Let's claim this copper up here. And then I don't think we need to come home, right? We use the guy returning from the Mamluks to go back and improve with the Mamluks. Makes sense to me. Oh, it's also, once our guy is back. Ooh, poor uniforms is not good. Once our guy is back, we want to stop the embargo of the Great Horde before we do anything else. So we don't pay for that. Revoke embargo. Pope only answers to God, that's fine. God is my ally here. Tolerance of heathens. I mean, I'm a tolerant guy, but heathens? I don't know. Florence at war with Naples. Oh, right, we ate our way to Florence. Florence is already being besieged by Naples, so whatever. It's not gonna help you, Florence. Actually, it might have protected you if I didn't give you military access, now that I think about it. But they really need to move through the Pope anyway, so that's the issue. If Naples can't walk through Papal land, then they will have a hard time getting to Siena with enough troops to siege it down. But since these guys are friends... not actual friends anymore. Wait, weren't you in the same war? I thought that Naples had called the Pope into the war against Siena, Florence, and then the Pope had separate pieced out. Maybe I misread that, or I misremember it. Misremember. Weird. Unhanded Doge in the Ottomans, sure. Pretty close to capping here. We still have some time on the tech. We're no longer developing our capital because we did get that mission done. Expensive as it was. Right, trade power edict here, that's fine. So what do we do with our monarch points? We can use mill to buy ourselves some tradition, which would be okay. We can use dip to buy... Well, we can't use it to accept the culture because we already have all our slots filled. We could use it to buy mercantilism. Which is so-so. I mean, it's nice and all. But spending the full dip on it is kind of expensive. Makes so much money. Mercantilism, how are we doing on that? That's on this screen. Mercantilism, we already have 45%. Yeah, I don't think I want to spend on that at this point in time. We can use it to develop. And I guess development in our home provinces isn't too shabby. We've done some of that before already. And I think I even did it in Greek provinces, right? So that we could... yeah, because we have that accepted culture there. I can't do Lucca yet because it's not done coring. I could still do... could still do Ferrara. But Ferrara is in the wrong trade node, so I'm kind of not into it. So we're talking Kaffa, Matrega, Moria. I think Moria and Achaia are kind of... We do already have encouraged development going on, which is good and bad. Okay, let's do it in Achaia for a bit, and then in Moria. It's the same state. You don't need to spend too much, because we will probably at least be able to take tech relatively soon. Well, it's still 3 years, two more actual years, so maybe not. It'll be fine though. Alright, December, January coming up. Oh, I buy that papal influence, yes, and I did mean to butter up the Mamluks, but now there's 21st of December. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see what the peace deal says, because that requires a diplomat as well. If the Mamluks are... How's it 51? That math does not make a lot of sense to me. They're losing one more, or they're taking one more AE now. Why could that be? I could have had some sort of AE reduction that was reduced. Or I'm now taking more development than I was last year. Huh. I don't think I want to wait another year. So I'm going to take this piece. I'm going to hope that we don't get eaten by the Mamluks and the Polish. One of them might be interesting. 2 sounds a bit scary. But hey, let's grab all this land. It'll be fine. And all your ducats. Sure. And then we call what we can. We overextend because we hadn't done Imereti yet, but it's essentially done. We only have to take 1 month here of being overextended too much. And we didn't complete Imereti because Imereti was... somebody had a core on Imereti, probably Georgia. Alright, new rivals. I really don't want it to be Austria. Not yet. Could be the Mamluks. Could it be Poland? Could be Poland. If I rival Poland, the Mamluks will like me more. And the Poland's already... Either way, I can try to play nice with one of these. And I probably should. The Polish don't hit me tons anymore, right? They don't want most of my stuff anymore. Let's try to play nice with the Poles and rival the Mamluks here. I think that's more my jam. And then we might use the Poles to fight the Austrians at some point. Sounds like a plan. Now, they have giant armies, so this is somewhat scary. But you know. Only if once. And then, with that being done, who else do we have? We have Naples. Potentially. Who's Naples friend with? Friend with the French and the Pope. Rival. That's... No, I assume the Pope is not going to leave us just because we rival the Nepalese. It would be very unfortunate if the French left us. We keep getting these events where we lose opinion with the French. So it might be kind of difficult to keep them along. Let's look at your opinion of Naples. How much do you like each other? Oh, you love each other? Because it would be kind of nice, obviously, if these they stop being allies because of the rivalry. But that seems kind of unlikely. There's somewhat safe choices here, like Portugal or Denmark. But they also don't do anything for me. Portugal rival to the Pope, Naples and Burgundy. So we'd get some friendishness with the Pope there, but that seems kind of boring. Denmark is probably utterly irrelevant. Makes Muscovy like me more, but that's about it. Tough choice. So it's not Muscovy and it's not the Pope. Because I want to keep my... it's not France. Because I want to keep my allies. I don't think it's Poland because I want to have one of these as my friends, not double enemies. Double enemies. Could do Austria. They like us now, so we pick people that like us over people that just don't like us. Like the Polish. Led to England, Trier, 3 Leagues, Trent and Mulhouse. Hate the French. They hate Poland. Yeah. I'm gonna rival Austria. That'll have to be fine. Whatever could go wrong. Do they still have over 50 acres of expansion against me? They do. So they now are also eligible to join that coalition. Maybe mistakes were made. We shall see. Not doing that. We started all this. We don't remotely have enough to core Firenze because it's freaking expensive. Now, how long do we have our golden age for? 41. I want to start the coring before 41. So I get the 10% discount. I always gotta watch out for your discounts, right? Not how I think in real life at all. I don't get why people hunt it. I mean, I get why people in general hunt discounts so they can save money. But I know a relatively large amount of people that have money and they still go after every single tiny bit of discount that they can get. I just don't understand. But to each their own, I guess. You guys get over here, help suppress the Georgians, my new Georgian friends. How are we doing on those diplomats? They're all busy. I want to send one to the Poles stat. Who still dislike us? Interesting. I thought common rivals would give us a bonus here. But apparently not. Apparently the fact that I'm allied to one of their rivals is enough to make them ignore the common rivals. I assume they're still in here, right? There should still be a bonus for common rivals here. Yeah, just plus 10. Outraged, come on. Nothing to be outraged about. And there starts the coalitioning. Let's look scary. Look lively, everybody. Ooh, that's a lot of force limit. Why do I have so much extra force limit? I mean, don't mind if I do. The question is why. The real question is what do we do with it? We're at 8 professionalism. I think I'm going to slacken recruitment standards once. Maybe not, just yet. Maybe what I do is I spend all the manpower I have on upping my army size here. And then it's not improved with the Austrians anymore, that doesn't make any sense. But with us having them rivaled. Improving with these guys is also not particularly useful. Do I need to make any of my friends like me more? Like France, maybe? Just make sure they really do want to defend me. There comes AQ in that coalition. Poland. Austria. Note that the Mamluks haven't joined yet. Even though we rivaled them. So the reason I did the with the army the way I did, as in I spend all my manpower rather than buying works or slackening recruitment standards, is if we can get away with it, I would like to get to 10 professionalism and then spend it all on manpower and then buy mercenaries. And not buy mercenaries before we hit 10, because then we lose some professionalism. Guess I'm gonna do a bit of drilling here. And can I afford to do it here? How much force limit is there around here? Supply limit, yeah, it's fine. Right. So I can always click the button, get the manpower, and then hire some mercs. Still. And then we'll have okay manpower. Not nuts, but okay manpower for a war. But if we were to slacken now, then we'd have manpower lying around that we don't need. And we'd lose professionalism that we don't necessarily need to lose. Or that's my thinking. I wonder if I need more strategic forts, or if I want more strategic forts. How do the rivers flow to Azov? Just to Azaraba. That's not helpful. If I put a fort in Azaraba, then we have the river to Tin and Azov, so unless they have more maneuver than we do, we can always have at least the river crossing penalty on our side. And we would protect most of the land here from incursion. And then there's definitely, one should think whether we should take Kaffa or Matrega as another fort location. We have the money, right? Yeah. Let's run a fort here. It's not that I'm afraid of that. No, I'm afraid of that coalition. Let's not lie here. This is interesting though. I can put my fort in Kaffa. That way I protect all sorts of incursion from here, so they can't even take Kaffa. But then we don't get to use the river crossing as a defensive bonus. While if we have a fort in Matrega and they can take Kaffa, but they can't take Matrega without taking a crossing here. So maybe the fort in Matrega is just better. But then again, we can protect Matrega with boats. We can't protect Kaffa with boats. Let's build one in Kaffa. Oh, we can't anyway. All that thinking, and then there's no room. Any other place? If we're dealing with the Austrians, I probably want a fort in Epirus. Look at me building forts in all sorts of places. We built that fort over here, so we're kinda okay in Italy, I think. Fort-wise. We're okay there, kinda there. Alright. Now we probably need to sit to about 2 years of being afraid here. And afterwards, people will start leaving that coalition. But we have to spend those 2 years being afraid. It's not like we're totally lost. Muscovy and France are certainly powers. 53,000 troops on the Muscovite side, 59 on the French. So we're not scary. We're looking at Austria, Hungary, Poland, Lithuania. Who else joined that coalition? Ottomans. Oh, and AQ, of course. We'll be fine. Pretty sure we'll be fine. Almost certainly won't even get attacked. Famous last words, maybe? Maybe. Some people might say so. Well, they can't be famous last words if I don't die, right? So... keep building that fleet. Lose 5 tradition. No, I'm gonna drop the 50 military. We're overcapping on mill anyway, so this is... I mean, obviously, this is better anyway, because 100 military buys 3 tradition. So buying 5 for 50 here, which is much better. Even though we're losing it, but we're still buying it, if you catch my drift. What about them developments though? Ferrara taunting me there. Guess it's still Moria. They call it a mine. Listen. We don't all need to sit in one spot. Could love the unrest reduction we have. Making almost 100 ducats in Genoa. What the frick, nuggets? Our treasurer died. So let's grab another admin guy. Maybe something nice with a +3. Inflation reduction ain't bad. Stab costs, who cares? But I'm gonna grab inflation reduction person. Already running improved relations here. So not much more to do on that front. I definitely don't want to run any other wars right now. Because as I've commented on before, the AI counts your current war enemies as sort of their side in a war. So when they're thinking about whether to declare and actually use the coalition to declare war on me, they will add the coalition's forces to the forces that I'm already fighting. So if I were to do a nice war against, say, the hordes in the east, the coalitions would almost certainly fire. And we don't want that, do we? The Mamluks are out of the range of the coalition. Good, so at least that's not going to happen again. Taking the Venetian stuff is obviously very, very tempting, but we still have a truce, I believe, for another bit. 31. Not sure that that's something I can afford to do right now. How much do you like me, Poland? Yeah, positive. Still outraged. I think we have to go over 100 points or drop the AE to go away from outraged. If you were to stop rivaling the Muscovite, that would be huge. Then we might even be able to ally Poland. Yeah, if we drop the 1000 outrage and the 50 Muscovy thing, and if I were to say that I don't consider Polish provinces to be of vital interest, which I really don't, well, I do, but I don't. There. That's the one, right? Might be another one where we both consider it vital. What am I looking for? Yeah, now it's not saying -10 for us wanting their stuff, but we still want the same stuff. But that's not going to hurt our relations at all. And we're not getting in lines anyway right now, so it's fine. It's fine. Tons of diplomats left over. Should make use of that. But what's our next step? I think I already have claims on Shirvan, well, the one I can make. I don't have any claims on QQ, which might be tempting to do. Yeah. Why not claim some QQ in land? And they're Shia, which should mean that the Muslims don't care. No, the Muslims, they're also Muslims. But the Sunni don't care as much. If we take their stuff. Seems good. Why is 18th Fleet alone? You're a war galley. You're doing nothing. You should probably be... Let's just have you protect hunt enemy fleets in... No, not hunt enemy fleets. Hunt pirates, Genoa node. And hopefully they merge up with the other galleys that we have doing that already. Oh, we overcapped. Not great. Austria, still the Emperor, capped on mill. Let's core Firenze, as utterly expensive as that is. And let's spend some more monarch points. July. So we don't need to spend tons, but a tiny bit more. Wouldn't go... Wouldn't be too bad. And Kafa is an okay place to do it. Let's do 2 clicks each. And hopefully that will be enough for the end of the year. I could do the math, but I'd rather not. Austria counter-rivaled me. What's that fleet? Oh, it's my transports. Just leave that coalition already. There's no reason for you to fear me. I think there's still not 2 years, so I don't think they can actually leave a coalition before 2 years after joining. Trade City moved. Savoy moved their trade city to Chambéry. I don't know where. Oh, there. It's probably in the Burgundy node. Is it Burgundy? Champagne. Yeah. It's actually the Burgundy node. Well, I guess we're not gonna realize or know this episode whether that coalition is gonna go away or whether they're gonna try and kill me. So I'm gonna have to keep up that suspense for the next episode. But let's spare no expand. Okay, let's wait for January. Bam. Let's claim on Majar. So no longer have any Great Horde claims. We should remake those also. But what I want to do is I want to spend my dip and mill on these techs. And then, now that we have these, I will gain that 50 dip. Just didn't want to overcap from doing that. And then we're going to put that cut in here. Thank you so, folks, for watching. If you like what you're seeing, as always, do hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And if you have anything at all to say, then, you know, you could go into that comment section and just talk to me. It's an option. Just saying it's an option. Thank you for watching. See you folks next time.